Hello lovelies, I'm Black Veil. Thanks for clicking on this video. I cover mysterious, spooky, and true stories, so if those things interest you, please consider subscribing. Today I was going to do a video on the most recent weird crimes around the world, but while researching, I came across a problem plaguing Metro Detroit, more specifically, Oakland County. November 30th was the one-year anniversary of the Oxford High School tragedy committed by Ethan Crumbley, which has birthed a social media challenge to see which school districts can have the most school lockdowns, according to Oakland County prosecutors. Apparently, it's normal for school threats to increase after a major tragedy, like at Oxford High. But it has been happening at an alarming rate this past year and has become a daily issue in Metro Detroit. In the year prior to November 30th, 2020, only one prosecution happened in Oakland County for a school threat. This year, that number is already at 42. It has become so commonplace that news outlets have become very selective, even reporting on these situations. These teens can be charged with making terrorist threats, which is a 20-year felony and a possible $20,000 fine. So let's discuss some of what has been going on. On Sunday, November 13th, police received several phone calls about a social media post that promised the following day, that Monday, that 3 loaded weapons would be brought to the Ferndale High School along with a hit list. One student responded saying, quote, "Cancel school tomorrow because this is out of hand and no one feels safe in that building with all of this going on," end quote. Police in the school district ended up doing just that and canceling Monday's classes at Ferndale High School and Middle School. A 16-year-old girl was arrested and now joins dozens of others that have made similar threats and been caught. The following day, at the same school, a 16-year-old boy was arrested after writing a note on the bathroom wall threatening violence and causing a school lockdown. Police were quick to note that in both cases, no weapons were found on school grounds, and the individuals who made the threats did not have the means to actually carry them out. However, that does not calm the anxiety felt by parents, staff, and especially students. The students always seem to insist they were just joking or they were just seeking attention. But again, that does not help the trauma this is causing their peers. And writing notes on bathroom walls has become one of the most common ways besides social media posts that these threats are being found. 2 Oakland County school districts, Novi and South Lyon, have both had lockdowns because of threats involving weapons being written on student bathroom walls. South Lyon School District has dealt with 6 threats in less than 6 weeks, starting with a weapons threat leading to the arrest of a sophomore on October 4th, a bomb threat on November 3rd, leading to evacuations while deputies and dogs combed through the buildings, and November 16th, finding the note, "I will shoot this school up at 1 p.m., which led to a lockdown for most of the day. And this is after a similar note had already sent the school into a lockdown on October 25th and Monday, October 31st. In Novi, both on October 26th and October 31st, threats again written on bathroom walls, leading to hours of lockdown and anxiety for everyone involved. Hazel Park High School was locked down on November 15th for a social media threat, and after given the all clear by police, released students to continue the day in school or go home. Possibly even more terrifying, police arrested a 10-year-old boy from Paint Creek Elementary in Orion Township on Friday, October 28th, after the boy's classmate reported to authorities that the child had said to him he would, quote, "shoot up the school like Ethan Crumbley," unquote. The boy spent the night in Children's Village, a juvenile detention center in Oakland County, but authorities didn't end up charging him. Instead, the school suspended him for 5 days, and investigators did take several firearms from the 10-year-old's home that belonged to his father. His father agreed to get a safe for when the firearms are returned, and the sheriff's office provided him with firearm locks. So this is a case where the child did have access to the means to carry out the promised attack. And to think his father had no safe or locks, this really could have ended in a tragedy. We have been inundated with threats from all across this county, Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard said in a recorded message posted on Twitter. We need every student to understand if you make a threat, whether or not you intend to carry it out, it is a crime. This is getting tiresome for everybody and creating fear and anxiety for no reason, Sheriff Bouchard continued. We are investigating 3 of these. There have been no arrests, but we're making progress, and I would encourage anyone who has knowledge of those threats to come forward. We can't make these stop until everyone is willing to help. By no means is this a Metro Detroit problem. In the parking lot of an elementary school in Louisiana, 2 people were shot attempting a drug deal. In Seattle, a 14 and 15-year-old are being charged with the fatal shooting of a 17-year-old classmate. And in Maine, as many as 10 communities in that state face school shooter threats, prompting the Justice Department to get involved. No one was injured, authorities said, but the news there sparked widespread terror. Even in Canada, a school threat in Toronto sent a York Memorial Collegiate Institute, a high school, into lockdown following reports of a person with a gun at the school, according to CTV News. Police and schools also are wrestling with how much information to share about them, trying to balance a desire to keep students safe, protect people's privacy, and refrain from causing a public panic. But something has got to give. We cannot expect this behavior to not be damaging these teens and children's psyche. I think a first great step is that Ethan Crumbley's parents are being held accountable and being charged for what their son did. But our communities need to come together and ensure our children know why this behavior cannot continue. There are so many more recent incidents I couldn't even get into. The police, schools, even students are overwhelmed, scared, and I don't blame them. I'd like to hear everyone's opinions on this. Did you know it was normal for threats to increase so much after a local tragedy? I sure didn't. I'm Black Veil. Please like and subscribe if you liked and want to subscribe. Hopefully catch you in the next one.